We're getting ready to go on.
Hey, Christy, how are you?
I'm well. Trying to get a puppy dog up here.
No worries, no worries. So, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking out the time to come on and give us an opportunity to talk with you. Before seeing you again at the WBC Summit, I had just seen the Netflix documentary. There was so much I didn't know. Obviously, I watched Mike Tyson as a kid with my dad, and I would see your fights, but I didn't know about, Christy Martin and everything other than you being on television whenever I got the opportunity to see you. And it was just an amazing story. Like, I didn't know about the quarters in the pocket. Like, that's something we hear about Sugar Ray Leonard, right? And I always heard you fought Layla, but I didn't even realize the size difference. I mean, that documentary was special and showed me how special your journey has been. And I wanted to get you on just to talk with my audience. We're live, and yeah, I just think it was a beautifully done documentary. Obviously, we hear you're having the movie done now with Sydney Sweeney playing the actress. So again, I just wanted to get you on and see how you're doing and how life has changed.
God has blessed me, no doubt, and boxing opened up a whole crazy new world way back in the day for me that I never grew up. I watched fights with my dad, but like a boxing fan, not really because it wasn't around. I mean, from Southern West Virginia, we didn't have live professional boxing. We had tough man contests. That's all we had. So I had never really been exposed to real boxing, but it certainly changed my life.
That was an interesting part of the documentary. The way you got your start and how it was a tough man contest and how you became popular from tickets sold. How were you selling tickets back then? What was like, I don't know, what was drawing people to you before they actually got to see you fight?
That was one of the problems I had though. I would go into cities, we would talk people into put me on the show. They wouldn't pay me. They would say, "Here's tickets. If you can sell these tickets, then you can keep the money." Well, I didn't know anybody, so and people didn't know about me yet. I often fought for free or a couple $100 just to get the opportunity to fight. But once I fought in whatever city it was, usually that promoter was asking me to come back, and then I would, still was only get like $600 or $800. It was ridiculous. Um, but I loved the sport. I loved it. I loved the challenge. I wanted to show people that I could do this. I could fight, and I knew how to fight. I knew how to hook off my jab. I knew how to throw the hook to the body, bring it back to the head, follow with the right hand. I know how to do this stuff, and I can play. I can be defensive if I want to be. I just never really wanted to be. I wanted to have fun fights. I wanted the crowd loving it, and that's what I tried to do each and every fight that I had.
So I think it was during the summit or maybe in the documentary, I'm not sure, but it's an overload of information. But someone tried to say that you were the pioneer of women's boxing, and you didn't want to take that accomplishment or credit. You said that there was plenty of other women. Can you name some of the other women that you feel deserve some recognition? Because honestly, again, I'm born in '79, so I only know you and Laila Ali and everything that came after that. I didn't know about the club circuit women's boxing. I didn't even know that existed.
Well, it really didn't exist when I was coming along in the '80s. There was just hardly any women out there boxing that people knew about or that you could get for opponents. It was a real struggle. But there were so many, like Barbara Buttrick was way back, and she's in her 90s now. She was boxing over in England. We have Sue Fox and all those the women that she's inducted as pioneers into the Hall of Fame. Dar Buckskin. There's so many people that were there, the true pioneers. Uh, Jackie Tonawanda. That there was a whole group of women in New York that fought to be licensed. Argued or protested. They had to do all kinds of jump through hoops to get a boxing license, and still really never got to compete. But I was just all timing. I was in the right place at the right time and ready to take advantage of the opportunity. Jesse Robinson saw me training in Daytona Beach, Florida. He was training fighters for Don King. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm going to take you to Don King." Of course, I never believed that was going to happen, but it did, and the rest is history.
I wanted to touch on that because you didn't say anything bad about Don, only good in the documentary, and even at the summit, you made sure to say, credit to Don King. You always have his back. I'm assuming you don't have a bad story like the rest of the world, or the good outweighs the bad for you. And I'm not asking you to open up dirty secrets. I'm just saying you seem to be the only person that isn't mad at him.
You know what? The truth is, there's so many people that badmouth Don King that have never dealt with Don King. They're badmouthing because so and so across the street told them something. They don't even know who he is personally. They've never done business with him. They've never sat across the table and tried to negotiate a purse or a contract. They don't know who the man is. But I can only speak on how he promoted me and how we did business together. And it was good business. And he promoted me, he put me out there. I mean, Christy, go out there and fight. Go out there and knock them out. Go tell them what you're going to do. That's how he promoted me. He didn't, I don't feel like he gave me special attention or special opportunities or any breaks because I was a female fighter. He didn't promote me like a gimmick. He didn't promote me like Butterbean or Mia or any of those gimmicks. He promoted me like a fighter. And that's why, I had to stand on my own. And then, like I always say, when I went through the ropes, I felt like I had Don King on my shoulder because this man was the world's greatest promoter, giving me an opportunity that no other promoter, big or small, would give me. And here, the best is giving me the opportunity, so I had to perform.
So one of the best moments of the documentary on Netflix for me was how they promoted the segment of your wife. I didn't even know that's your wife, right? Like, again, fast forward. Obviously, I worked with you in Myrtle Beach. So I seen you with your wife, but the connection didn't come in. Again, I was a kid watching your fights. I didn't know your wife was, meeting you in Myrtle Beach and working with you. I didn't know that your wife was a boxer all the way back then. I see this documentary, and I'm like, wait, I know her. And she's talking, and the way they had her talking, it was perfect because, she's telling us, again, for a person that doesn't know this story, she narrated it great, and she's telling us how big she is, how she's going to beat you up, and then they show it, and you kick her butt. And then fast forward, you marry her. So I'm like, I have to get you on. Like, this is an amazing life that you lived. I get, for me on the outside, I think it's all glitz and glam. I know you suffered a lot of, terrible times during that time period, but I just think that they did an amazing job presenting her as this nemesis and then showing you beat her. But I think that the bigger story is that she went from sounding like she didn't like you to marrying you. How the hell you pull that off?
That's funny. Yeah, it's still a touchy subject. When we go to the fights, people want to talk about that fight, and I'm like, oh my God, please don't bring it up because, yeah, it's touchy. It's touchy. I won. I mean, I won clearly. I won,
but you
but I
won.
was smart. I was very smart in
Yes.
that fight, and I did. And that's what she said. Yeah, but you didn't fight me like you fought everybody else. I'm like, yeah, because I'm smarter than people gave me credit. I understood boxing, and I understand the fight game and strategy, and like, she's big, she's strong. Why am I going to walk right to her? It was. I showed people that I could box that night. I can move. I can, bam, bam, bam. slip and slide a little bit. It was actually, I think it was my best fight of my career.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't say that. Obviously, I didn't watch all of them, but that one is where you looked amazing. I mean, and again, you frustrated her so much, and she repeated that how you came with a totally different style. They were prepared for the Christy Martin, the slugger, and you were slipping, dodging, hitting and not being hit. It was just a great performance. Um, so fast forward now, you have this Netflix documentary, and you turn that into a movie. How did Sydney Sweeney end up being the actress to play you?
I don't know all the behind the scenes negotiating and moving and shaking, but I think that it is awesome because Sydney Sweeney is so popular right now. But not just that. She took us seriously. I mean, she went to the gym and learned the boxing stuff. She talked to me about the domestic violence stuff. She talked to me, she wanted to get everything right. That was very important to her. It wasn't about her. It was about my life and my story. And I'm way jacked up about it. She's going to be the grand marshal for the International Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend. So that's going to be awesome to get to hang out with her for, a few days up there with all the boxing fans. I know all the guys, especially, are going to treat her great, but everybody will be happy to see her. And it'll be a big, a big boost for the movie as well.
Yeah, that was crazy. The Laila Ali part of your life, how special is that for you? And yeah, where do you hold that in I guess in your career?
The worst 10 seconds of my career. Um, the worst 10 seconds. I mean, when taking a knee was the worst 10 seconds because like I quit, I gave up. And, and the minute that happened, I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I just fight until she knocked me out? You know, I'm not a quitter. And I had a weak moment, a weak 10 seconds. And it's the worst, definitely the worst 10 seconds of my career. Um, Yeah, I just saw her as you saw her at the summit, and she said so. Oh, we were doing a picture, and she had on heels, but she's so much taller than me. And I'm like, Layla, you're gonna have to, make sure we both get in this picture. And she's kind of bending down. I'm like, that kind of hurts my heart just a little bit. It's not like I don't know how tall you are, uh, but anyway, it's all good. It still
Damn,
hurts.
Christy, it sounds like that one still hurts. You.
Oh, it hurts, man. Are you kidding me?
Oh
That one's gonna
no,
hurt
I
till the
hear
day
you.
I die. I'm like, and I still believe this. It was who hit who first. If I would have landed a big shot first, I think I would have at least gotten her respect, and then maybe I could have boxed her like I boxed Lisa. Um, but she landed a really good shot high on my head, and I mean, she landed that like within the first 30 seconds of the fight. So, and that's what I told her recently. I'm like, you do know that I was done after about 30 seconds. She's like, what? I gotta watch that. I'm like, yeah, you hit me high on my head, and I was done.
So, do you think it was more about being hit early and not her skills, and how different was she from Lisa in terms of skills?
She's just so big. I mean, Lisa's bigger than me, and then Layla's that much bigger than Lisa. So Layla was just she just was so big. I mean, strong, big and strong, and I even then, well, maybe not then, but afterwards, I always gave her credit that she did use her father's name to get recognition, exposure, get people talking. But she went to the gym and continued to improve, learning how to fight. So it wasn't just about, hey, I'm Laila Ali, I'm going to get all these opportunities. Um, she learned how to fight as well.
Hmm. Is that a rematch that never could happen? Was it just she was, once the fight happened, you realized she was too big, or what happened at that point in your career? Because again, you feel like you're still carrying that, so I wonder why you never pushed for the rematch.
I did ask for a rematch, but because she stopped me and wasn't really competitive, and she was so big, I'm not sure everybody involved, including myself, realized exactly how much bigger she was going to be than me when we got into the ring.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So it wasn't. I don't think we could have sold it again. We did really well the first time, but I'm not sure it could have sold the second time.
Uh, Without getting into your business, in that time, was it worth the money? And in this time, would that fight be worth more money?
Oh, it'd be worth more money now for sure. Um, yeah, I mean, I wanted it because I really believed that I could beat her.
Mm.
I believed that I could beat her. So the money was just a bonus. I often said Don King didn't know it, but I would have fought for free. Um, yeah. I
Was
loved it. I loved my job. I loved what I did. It was so awesome to be part of those Tyson cards, Chavez, Trinidad, so many great champions that DK had at that time. To be able to be part of those events was just a dream come true.
was there another fight out there that obviously wouldn't have been as big as Laila Ali, being the daughter of Muhammad, but that still would have been a fairer fight for you, nearer to a weight class? I heard you say what you said about Mia. I also heard Mia say something on stage about that fight never happening and she always wanted it. Was that the next super fight that could have been there for you, or was there nothing bigger than Laila Ali or even close to it?
Well, there's nothing bigger than the Layla fight for sure. But I was supposed to fight Lucia Riker, and I had signed. And then the week of the fight, actually, it was the day I was getting ready to fly out to Las Vegas. They said that she was injured in the gym the night before. I don't believe it. Still today, I don't believe it. But anyway, the fight never happened. But that was the fight. So many people wanted to say that I didn't want to make happen. I tried numerous times to make it happen. Don King had Lucia in his office. He tried to make it happen. Just, you know, for whatever reason, one of those fights that couldn't get made.
So a pioneer in women's boxing and then a pioneer in women's boxing promoting. Like there, I don't know. I know there's a few women. I know there's a woman daughter duo out of New York, maybe upstate New York somewhere, but I really don't know any women, let alone as popular as you. How do you feel during the Roy Engelbert presentation? Did you feel that was, vital information for the young ladies in the building to hear? And do you really recommend what he was pitching to them for them to become promoters like yourself? Is it as easy as he was presenting to them? I'm not saying it was easy, his presentation, because it was definitely a lot you need to do, a lot you have to have, finances and things of that nature. But he did lay out a simple plan.
Roy's a great promoter, and he's been doing that for a long time. He's also been doing this marketing presentation for a long time, so he's got it down for him, and he's killing it. He's way successful. Promotions is hard. It's really hard, and it's you have to have some good fighters to promote, and I feel like that my stable keeps getting better. Keep better and better. So we're starting to get those fighters that we can promote and get people to pay to come in and see. Um, his presentation was interesting. I always get more ideas every time I hear him speak. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that, or I need to do that. But I've taken a lot of information from him through the years to try to help my promotions.
And would you recommend, because he was pushing for women to become promoters, to follow in your footsteps. Obviously, you've been doing it for a lot of years. You're grassroots with it. Is that a business you would recommend to your fellow boxing sisters?
I don't know if I would recommend it to anyone because it's hard work. It's hard. You have to have some serious money to lose because not many people are going to be Floyd or Oscar that come out and they have all the money behind them already. They don't have to worry about losing money. They're not going to lose because they have the TV networks. Everybody wants to jump on board and be a sponsor with them. You have to go out there and find sponsors, and it takes, I mean, it takes your day. You can't be a part-time promoter. And that's what I was trying to do early. It was be a part-time promoter, and you just can't. You have to put all your focus into, there's so many, the matchmaking, the medicals, the insurance, the hotels, the everything, the purses. It's just, there's so much to it. It's difficult. So I think if you're gonna do it, you have to have a team already in place. Don't try to do it on your own.
All right, so I'm going to get to these questions from the people. We'll get you out of it, but there's a bit. All right.
Okay.
We have George Foster in the UK. Who has the best resume in women's boxing history? Whoa.
The best resume in women's boxing history. Wow, I don't know. I don't really know. Right now, we have, Amanda Serrano's fought a lot of great fights. Katie Taylor's fighting a lot of great fights. Yeah, I think we're still waiting on that person. We're still waiting on that person to come in and give a great shot of energy to women's boxing. We had it in the 90s. Don King was putting me out there, and we're gaining some momentum, and then kind of died off for a minute. Now we're trying to bounce back, and that's where we are right now. We're in that bounce back phase.
We have the next one is, hey, Christy, it's Juice, the Juice Man, Juicer from Broad County, Florida. In your opinion, do you think Clarissa Shields is the GOAT of boxing, greatest woman of all time in boxing?
My mother, who just passed a couple months ago, she told me, if you don't have something nice to say about somebody, don't say anything at all. So I'm going to pass on that question.
What? Okay.
So that kind of gives you my answer, right? It gives you my answer.
It gives you my answer. It gives me my answer. So I'm assuming that's a fight you would have wanted in your prime.
Oh, are you kidding me? She couldn't stand up to the smoke that she would have got in the 90s. It's a good thing that she's now, because no. She couldn't take it. She couldn't take the pressure she would have gotten.
I remember the part of the documentary where you said, like, I'm a puncher. I'm a real puncher. Like, how'd you realize that? And how different was it from other women? Like, because you were putting them out. We don't really see that no more. And obviously I was a kid, so you're a promoter now. Was it matchmaking, or are you punching like that?
Well, it was a little of both. I mean, I knocked out some good people. I knocked out some not so good people. I think I just knew how to get the leverage and to deliver a punch with bad intentions. And I wanted to hurt you. Everybody doesn't have that mentality. I wanted to knock you out. Some people, like Lisa, she just wants to go out there and beat you up for 10 rounds. I tell her she's meaner than me, because I just want to knock you out and get it over with. I just want to hurt you once and we're done. But she wants to beat you up for 10 rounds. What's worse? I think beating you up for 10 rounds is worse. Let me just get you out of your misery right away.
I got Johnny from the Hangout Spot checking in. Hey, Christy, hope all is well. When can we see my guy, Tony Aguilar, back in the ring, and will it be at a higher weight class?
Actually, it'll be at a lower weight class. He's going to 130, and we will have him for sure. He's going to fight July 18th at Pachanga. I'm looking for something before that, but he will be back in the ring, and he will have a busy end of this year. We're doing a lot of training right now, a lot of sparring, a lot of getting comfortable with the weight cut.
One way Renzo says, are you part of the production of the biopic in any form?
The production, I mean, I got to be on set, and I got to see a lot of stuff that was happening, and it was all amazing. There's just like 10 like big 18-wheeler trucks. And I was just amazed it was a movie set, and to see all the working parts. And then it hit me like, wow, this is my life. And so it was like a double whammy. I was like, wow. And then wow got even bigger. it was cool. It was awesome to see everybody work and how, I mean, even from like the lighting guys and the sound guys, not just what the actors were doing, but what the people behind the scenes were doing.
So I gotta ask, because maybe you're just a nice person. Like, you didn't really. You obviously have some things to say about uh, Shields, and you chose not to. So I didn't notice anything in the documentary about your husband in terms of like you showing that you're upset at him, that you don't like him. Like I didn't hear any of that. Is it because you just already are past that in your life, or you truly don't resent him? Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, no. I truly resent him, and
Mm.
I truly have those moments where I'm like, this guy, and I don't think those nice of words, tried to kill me. I mean, he truly thought he killed me. Um, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard to think that I was with somebody for 20 years, even though for 20 years he told me if I left he would kill me. And at the beginning I really didn't believe that. Then as we got closer to the end, that day I knew he was going to kill me. Um, it's still hard to accept that somebody that you spend so much of your life with, basically, the years of my adult life, the fun years with him, and then he tried to kill me. So it's a difficult pill to swallow, and I try to keep it in a box in my brain. I just keep it in a box, and I try not to always let the lid get off too many times. But he actually died in November in prison.
Oh wow.
So um, yeah, that was that. I had always was afraid and always thought, because he told me that no matter what he would kill me, and that he would get out. And even at 90, I think it would be 91 or 2 when he got out, I was like, this sucker is going to try to kill me, even being that old, if he gets out.
Watching it back, the finished product on Netflix, did it bother you, his scenes? Because, I mean, I felt like he was delusional. I felt like he was doing right by you in some sick way. And he didn't even talk as if he hurt you. He was like living in a, I don't know. I don't know if it's the scenes that they decided to give us on the actual documentary. And that's why I'm
No,
asking. Like, did he
no,
not ever apologize or understand that he hurt you? Okay.
never. And then that was no. That's who he is. That's who he was. Yeah, that's who he was. It wasn't like they picked out cherry picked scenes, or to make him look not so bad. That's just who he was. He's a narcissist, and just thought everything was about him, and actually convinced me that as well. So it was a tough life behind the cameras. Everybody, I always said it looked like to most people I was on top of the world, but really the world was on top of me. Um, it was tough. It was tough, because no matter how happy I would be, like, oh wow, we're gonna be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Some way he would manage to shoot it down. Why it wasn't about me. It was about him. He had made it happen. Um, he always took my thunder. He always tried to steal my thunder.
Nah, for sure. Um, yeah, let me get back to these. I got Malcolm in New York. Hypothetically, you make 70,000 a year. Would you rather live somewhere with low cost of living but extremely horrible weather, or somewhere with high cost of living but with perfect weather? By worse weather, I mean blizzards, extreme wind, and heavy rain.
No, I'm on my way back to Florida. I have to get back to the sunshine and the beach, baby.
What part of Florida are you from?
Well, I'm from West Virginia, but I lived in Central Florida, Orlando, Daytona, Flagler, all in those areas. So Apopka is where I was living. So
You don't
yeah,
find Orlando too busy?
I never lived. Well, I did for a minute live down in College Park, which was right by downtown. But I lived out in a little town called Apopka, and it was perfect. We have a Walmart out there. We have a grocery store. or 10 minutes from the mall. It was all good. I like slow and easy.
Yeah, me too. I have a spot in the other side of Florida, on Sarasota side, and it's very slow. Everything closes at 9.
Right.
Uh, we got a few more if you still have time.
Cool.
Okay. G in Brook, excuse me. This one is actually from Adrian. He says, "Good morning, afternoon, Adrian from Lakeland, Florida. How do you feel? How do you feel about Sydney Sweeney is portraying in the movie? And is there anything in the movie that you're unhappy with? You're a badass."
Thank you. Um, no, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know. Even I'm supposed to see it soon. Um, I'm just honored that Sydney Sweeney wanted to take the role, and then we talked about how she really 100% gave 100% of herself to the role, and I hope that I gave her something that's going to help her career for the rest of her life. That people are going to say, "Wow, we didn't think Sydney Sweeney had that." We know her as being sexy and funny and not really funny, but like sexy and young and happy and all those kind of things. But now this is a serious, athletic. She gained weight. She's just a tiny little thing. She had to gain about 30 pounds. Um, yeah, I hope I gave her something that's going to last her lifetime as well.
All right. We have G from Brooklyn. Being a former fighter, why do you think fighters today are so sensitive to criticism? Do you think it's mostly due to the social media?
I think it's due to we're soft, or this young generation. Everybody's soft. Every participation trophies. Come on, why do you get a participation trophy? You get a trophy when you win something. Um, that's why no one wants criticism. I mean, it's ridiculous. I was a fighter or an athlete. I played basketball, played other sports. When you criticize me a little bit, that just stoked the fire, man. You had to go harder. You had to show them that no, I can do this. You're wrong. I'm better than this. So I don't know why everybody's so soft now.
Major media, who is your top 3 current women boxing? Top 3 current in women's boxing.
Well, I think we've seen Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. They're the 1 and 2, like 1A and 1B, I guess. And then there's so many good. Probably Bumgardner. I think she's fun to watch. That'd be my number 1, 2, and 3.
All right, we got Dre Day. Salute, champ. Hypothetically speaking, who do you think would win in a fight between Clarissa Shields and Laila Ali? And I want to add, how do you feel about Clarissa still trying to antagonize 47-year-old Laila to get in the ring? Would you be okay if that fight happened?
Um, I mean, Layla was a smoker even today,
What?
but
At 47?
Layla, yes, you see how big Layla is. I mean, Layla's
I
like a
did.
big woman. She's not
She
fat.
is.
She's big. She's a big woman. Yeah, no, that's no fight. And come on, you're 47. Why don't you pick on somebody that's your age, your weight, your generation? That's just come on, and quit picking on guys, because these guys we already saw you get dropped in the gym. Guys are gonna smoke you. You can't even knock out women. How the hell are you gonna knock out a guy? Want to talk about knocking out Triple G? Oh, come on, man. Keith Thurman. Psh,
I
you
love
know.
it. Dre in San Diego, thank you for coming on. My question is, who is on your Mount Rushmore of women's boxing? You kind of just answered that with your top 3, but I don't know. Mount Rushmore could be retired women as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think if you're going by, I mean, you got to put. I got to put myself on there because I really believe that Don King help what he did for me helped women's boxing get to where it is today. Because who was going to come along? Who came along afterwards that was really going to change it? What promoter was given an opportunity to females that would change it? So what we did, I think Don King goes with me on Mount Rushmore. and then of course there's Layla, and Ann Wolf is there, um, Amanda and Katie. Clarissa might get she might get a small little figurine at the gift store.
Oh man, you're too funny. We got F Grand. Salute, Christy. Watching this eras of women boxing, what do you feel like they do better in terms of skill set, and what do you feel what do you feel your era did better?
I think in my era we were more brawlers, more fighters, more. We had to go out. I felt like always I had to go prove myself, so I tried to punch bell to bell. I wanted to knock people out. I think that the females today, which is a positive, are more technical. They're learning how to box. They have amateur backgrounds. Women couldn't fight in the amateurs when I was at that age. So, in the amateurs, it's about bam, 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 how many times you can punch, how many punches you're going to throw, how many punches you're going to land. Not so much how hard the punches are going to be. So I think we're seeing that carry over a little bit into the professional female bouts as well.
Two more, and I'll get you out of here. I got V Dash in Atlanta. He says, salute, Christy. Even though nowadays promoting is more modern, what is your advice to upcoming fighters to get asses in seats and sell tickets to their fights early on?
Well, and that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, 105 pounds, or a heavyweight. You have to sell tickets, and that's what you have to do. Something that makes yourself a little special. Not just how you fight. It's also about how you conduct yourself with your fans, with the fans that don't know you. Because it's, you have 10 people that are coming because they're your buddies, they're your friends. Well, now you need these other 10 that don't know you. And then, then you go from 20 to 20, 20 more each time. So you have to just be out there and be, I feel like they have to touch you. They have to know that you're just like them. Like, wow, this dude's like me. I can, I want to be on his team because I have some connection to him. And so share who you are and let different groups of people are going to come to you because I've been through that too. So I want to be a fan of his. Again, it's not just about what the performance you put on the ring. You have to do that, but you also have to, nowadays, you have to sell it outside the ring as well.
The last one is from DJ Double D, but you've answered. He said, in your opinion, between a prime Layla and a prime Clarissa, who wins? Thank you for making time to come on the show, champ. But you've answered that. I think that is the last. Let me just refresh one here. We have Toledo Trees. You already given that. So he says, what genre of music would you make if you made an album? That's different.
I don't know, probably country music. I'm a coal miner's daughter from West Virginia, so probably country.
All right. Well, Christy, that is the last question. Thank you so much. Any promotions you have coming up? Any shows? How people could get tickets? Who's the main event? Obviously, I know that you're a promoter, but I wanted to keep this more about your movie and documentary. But, take the time to tell the live audience any fight shows you may be having coming up.
Yep, we're going to be in Nashville May 17th. So anybody that's in the Nashville area, we're going to be at Fat Bottom Brewery. Come on over and support some local fighters. We have Curtis Harper as a co-feature. Victor Hernandez is my guy. He'll be back to the Nashville area. Devin Parrish. We have Coach Louis Spencer, who's from Nashville. And Lindsay Ellis is making her return back home. So it's going to be a loaded card. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we're going to be at Pachanga in California at the casino July 18th. And that's going to be headlined by Louis Lopez. Again, we'll have Tony Aguilar on that show. And then, just Devin Parrish will be back. He's a kid that I just signed from Chicago. I'm way excited about his career. We have a lot of really positive things coming up. If anybody's interested in speaking engagements for domestic violence awareness, christyschamp.org or christymartin.net. You can reach out and we'll be happy to come and talk to your people just to bring some energy to domestic violence awareness.
Appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming on, and we look forward to having you back on.
Absolutely. You have a great day.
You too. Thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Christy Martin. Great